Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Sam Martin Burr and a very warm welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the second video in our only 2-video series where I'm doing kind of Arabic language companions and walkthroughs to some of the things that I mentioned by Dr. Nasser Rashid in some of the lectures that our brother Rayhan has published on his YouTube channel, Talk with Ray. So please go and subscribe to his channel as well and go and watch those lectures as well because they're so beneficial. Like I absolutely love those lectures. The one in particular I'm referring to with this video about protecting your family actually had me in bits when I was listening to it. I listened to it in the car when I was by myself, and there's some things that just really hit home, especially for us as fathers and people who are responsible for our wives and our children. So, if you haven't watched the previous video, please do, where I talk through the actual ayah, which the whole talk is about. It is the 6th ayah of Surah At-Tahrim. That is what we covered in the previous video, and I'll be referring to it a couple of times when we actually do this video too, so it will probably be useful for you to go and watch that as well. So, in maybe the 10th or 11th minute or something, it's over halfway through the talk, the Sheikh refers to an Arabic proverb, which is a proverb that I've heard in the Arab world as well as in Islamic lectures as well, outside of the Arab world, where the Sheikh quotes the proverb as "Al-ilmu fi al-sighri kan-naqshi fi al-hajri." So I've also heard this proverb with a different preposition at the end. I've heard it as "Al-ilmu fi al-sighri kan-naqshi ala al-hajri." I've heard of both of them. Yeah, there's not much difference between them. Just ala means upon and fi means in. But although, I mean, sometimes when we translate prepositions, sometimes they don't line up perfectly with ours. Sometimes fi can mean what we would say as on and things like that. So, what does it actually mean? Al-ilm. Many of us know the term al-ilm. Al-ilm means knowledge. Yes, knowledge. But this particular proverb is talking about actual learning, the learning at a certain time of your life. So, what time of your life? Fi al-sighri, in smallness. Right, the term saghir means small, sighar, but it's referring to a young age. It's saying knowledge at a young age, right? Or learning something at a young age is like what? It is ka. We have this preposition ka joined onto the word an-naqshi. Ka means like. We see it in step 2 of the Arabic in 60 Steps program, and it means like. So knowledge in smallness, or what it really means is the knowledge at a young age. It is like what? An-naqshi ala al-hajri. It is like a naqshi. A naqsh means engraving, right? When you engrave it to stone, but Arabic uses it in some other ways that we perhaps wouldn't in English. So Arabic actually uses it when the women have the henna done on their hands and stuff like that for like Eid or for weddings and stuff like that. You use a naqsh for that as well. But in this case, it really means engraving. It's like engraving. So learning when you're small, al-ilmu fi al-sighri, kan-naqshi, is like the engraving. The naqsh, actually, there's another verb, tanaqqasha, that I've heard before, which is like embossing. Like, for example, my lovely Dingbat notebook, this is called embossing in the front. I think that's how you pronounce it, embossing, where they've got like something printed on the front. That's tanaqqasha, and the form 3 as well, the verb naqasha, which is kind of interesting. The verb naqasha means to debate. A debate is a niqash, but naqasha, nunaqishu, we are debating. Perhaps debating is when you are trying to engrave your ideas on one another, but perhaps that's the connection. But for this particular proverb, it's just a naqsh, it's just the word engraving. So the knowledge when you're small is like the engraving ala al-hajri, or fil hajri, is like the engraving on the stone. Engraving on stone generally, al-hajar is the term for stone generally. The term hijara is for stones, which we actually saw in the previous lesson where we talked about, when we were talking about the fire, نَارًا وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةِ, that the fire of which is humans and al-hijara, and stones. So it's actually the same root here. Yeah, we're talking about stones in the previous lesson and in this one too. So that's everything we need to say. We don't need to long this out too much, but useful vocabulary for this lesson: al-ilm, the knowledge; fi, in; as-sighar, smallness; ka, like; an-naqsh, engraving; ala, upon; al-hajar, upon stone. So that's everything for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, then please don't forget to like and share it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. See you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.